Adolescence is time for rapid cognitive development. At this stage of development, there is a decrease in egocentric thoughts, while the individual's thinking and reason in a wider perspective. So, formal operational thinker, Piaget formulated the theory of formal operational thinking, which demonstrate how the cognitive capacity of the adolescent allow him or her to go beyond the sensible. So, relativistic thinking, subjectively making an opinion on facts involving one's own bias, prejudice of distortion of facts, which may be either right or wrong, for example, arguing for and against the superiority of the races, whether white, brown, yellow, or black. So, real versus possible, examining a situation and exploring the possible in terms of situation or solutions. So, for Piaget, one indication of the presence of formal operational thinking is the ability of the adolescent thinker for combinational analysis, so which is he's taking stock of the effects of several variables in a situation. So, a new capacity known as hypothetic deductive reasoning emerges in the adolescents, reasoning from the general facts, situations, to a particular conclusions. So, scientific evidence shows that while adolescents may obtain the capacity for formal operational thinking, only experience and education will allow them to practice it. So, outside operational thinking, through mathematical and science studies, the adolescent enters into a new capability which makes him or her a problem-solving thinker. So, the adolescent may further experience an increase in the depth of thoughts, thus he or she able to bring what is logically. So, best for everyday life, whether or not this may be objectively correct solution or response to a situation or problem. So, Ziegler's information processing skills. So, as in information processing theories, Robert Ziegler views the influence of environment on thinking. So, in this experiment, Ziegler used rule models in relation to balance, weight, distance, conflict distance, and other conflict balance problems. So thereupon, adolescents may show A. Speed in information processing, B. Complexity by way considering longer-term implication and possibilities beyond the here and now, and lastly, increased volume of information processing coupled with longer memory span. So, metacognition. Among the cognitive advance in adolescence is metacognition, which is the ability to identify one's thinking processes and strategies inclusive of perception, memory, understanding, application, analysis, assessment, and innovation. So, another important development is the ability of the adolescents for information processing. So, information theorist Robert Ziegler sees a sequential acquisition of specific knowledge and strategies for problem solving. So, overachievement. During adolescence, he or she can achieve very high academic grades in spite of not getting IQ grades that are at the top 3 or 5% of the curve. So, beyond statistical achievement in a curricular subject, English, math, science, araling palipunan, and etc., the overachieving adolescent may demonstrate superior work habits. So, characteristics of overachiever are: first, positive self-value; second, openness to the authority; third, the positive interpersonal relation; fourth, less conflict on the issue of self-autonomy; so fifth, academic orientation; six, goal orientation; seven, control over anxiety. In this stage, where well-composed and relaxed performance of organized tasks.
So underachievement, someone such as a student or athlete who does not perform as well or work as hard as he or she can. It is an opposite of overachiever. Example: you are not willing to risk failure. Feel rejected and isolated. Feel helpless to control outcome of effort. So that is underachievement. So underachievement, the adolescent may perform below the standard set. Possible potentials do not cope with the opportunity to learn and score in the top quarter of measured academic ability. So, underachievement may become more pronounced when high school class becomes more demanding. So, now let's proceed to withdrawn underachievers. Refers to those who have a more pronounced tendency to be passive, resulting in being submissive and docile. So, withdrawn underachievers. Example: the withdrawn underachievers are children who appear bored and disinterested and do not try in school. They follow school rules but are usually non-participating member of a classroom. Next is aggressive underachievers are those who tend to be talkative, disruptive, and rebellious. So, aggressive underachievers may be described as disruptive, talkative, rebellious, and even more potential hostile in a classroom. Next is behavior and adolescent cognitive growth. There are behavioral tendencies which may accompany cognitive growth during adolescence. These are: first is egocentrism. This is the adolescent's tendency to think too much of themselves while being too sensitive to social acceptance of their appearance, actions, feelings, ideas, and etc. So, egocentrism. If a child wants very much for something to happen and it does, the child believes they cause it to happen. Next is idealism. This refers to imagining the far-fetched and less ideal situations at home, in school, and in society. So idealism is a school of philosophy that emphasizes that ideas or concepts are the essence of all is worth knowing. In other words, the only true reality is that of ideas. Increased argumentativeness. Teens enjoy learning through the use of group dynamics, including role-play, discussion, debate, and drama. So when we say increased argumentative, best example of this is the debate. So given to argument, tending to argue, having or showing a tendency to disagree or argue with other people in an angry way. Disputatious, he became argumentative when confronted with the allegation. So let's proceed to implications to adolescents' care, education, and parenting. Parenting and teachers must be able to recognize the cognitive development paths among adolescents and create situations that will foster higher thinking skills through. First is activity at home. Example: asking teenage children for suggestions on family matters, house, physical arrangements, things to buy, place to go for family outing, and etc. 2. Allowing more independence. Example: use of school allowance, choice on what to wear, and etc. 3. Activities in school that allow participation, such as project, field trips, joint internet, research, and etc. 4. Developing reading skills through magazines, articles, internet, blogs. Now, let's proceed to developing occupational skills. Senior high school grades 11 and 12 were designed to provide attention to occupational skills that are absent even among college graduates. The Department of Labor and Employment reports that there are a mismatch between academic preparation and job skills, thus worsening the gap between employable school graduates and potential jobs for employment. So, developing occupational skills means a program, service, or activity designed to prepare individuals for paid or unpaid employment as semi-skilled or skilled workers, technicians, or professional support personnel in recognized occupations, and in new and emerging occupations include occupation or trade technical. Now let's proceed to theories. John Holland has identified basic personality factors that match with attitude and work preferences. So, first is realistic. This personality types prefers practical tasks, including those requiring physical labor and motor coordination, and less of interpersonal skills. So, realistic likes to work with animals, tools, or machines, generally avoid social activities like teaching, healing, and informing others. So, realistic has a good skills in working with tools, mechanical or electrical drawings, machines or plants and animals, and see self as practical, mechanical, and realistic. Next, number 2 is investigate. This refers to tasks that are conceptual, such as in the fields of science and technology as chemists, scientists, technologists, and etc. So, investigate likes to study and solve math or science problems, generally avoids leading, selling, or persuading people. Is good at understanding and solving science and math problems. See self as precise, scientific, and intellectual. Now let's proceed to conventional. Number 3 is conventional. This refers to structured tasks that cater to the needs of others, such as in office jobs and manual labor. So, conventional likes to work with numbers, records, and machines in a set, orderly way. Generally avoids ambitious, unstructured activities, is good at working with written records and numbers in a systematic, orderly way. Next is enterprising. This refers to independence and innovation in business and other enterprises that reflect autonomy and personal initiative. So, enterprising likes to lead and persuade people and to sell things and ideas. Generally avoids activities that requires careful observation and scientific analytical thinking. See self as energetic, ambitious, and sociable. So the last is artistic. This refers to unstructured tasks that show ability for self-expression, such as from artists, musicians, and performers. Artistic likes to do creative activities like art, drama, craft, dance, music, or creative writing. Generally avoids highly ordered or repetitive activities. Has a good artistic abilities in creative writing, drama, craft, music, or art. See self as expressive, original, and independent. Now, I have to show you here, and these adolescent attitudes and abilities demonstrate, but I will only going to explain this. So number 1 is self-reliance, working independently without stress. So when we say self-reliance, you are not relying on others and you are working on your own independently. So next, money management, not spending money on luxuries, much less on alcohol and drugs. So money management, you are managing your money to save for tomorrow and to prepare your future. Next, number 3 is social responsibility, cooperation and respect for others, including superiors. So, social responsibility, simply listening and following order for those who have the authority, like following the ordinances. So, next is personal responsibility, assuming tasks independently and competitively. So, example of personal responsibility is register yourself as a voter and take part in elections, respect and obey the country rules and laws. Take good care of your health and safety, and pay your taxes on time. And last, positive attitude to work. Work is seen as gainful and wholesome activity and not a burden. So, you need to be positive on your work, love your work in whatever position you are hired. Don't take it as a burden and enjoy your life as you are working. And that's all. Thank you.